Folks, I know I promised a week of staycation activities and fun this week, but sometimes things just don't work out exactly that way. Remember a few months ago when April the 12th, Andy smashed this TV. I don't know if you can see at the top there. He smashed this TV and we had to replace it. Well, today, this is the one we replaced it with. He smashed this one. Not even smashed, he's, I guess, initially smashed it, but then peeled all of the, I doubt it's glass, whatever it is. It might work, but it's not safe to use, but you can see where he's peeled all of the glass type thing off the front of it. So that one, it's the 1st of June today. It lasted about 6 weeks. We've still got the box. The box hadn't even gone away in the recycling yet. I'm tempted to take it back to Argos and say, we've just unboxed this gift that we brought. Look at the state of it. But I don't think we'd get away with it. But yeah, he's gone through 2 TVs in his bedroom in less than 2 months. You'll remember, not long after we moved in, he also smashed the TV down in the living room.
Have you told his friend?
Yeah, he's downstairs with his carer at the moment. That's why we're safe to be up here, hidden in the kitchen, recording this video. But yeah, since we've lived in this house, which is still less than 8 months, he's 3 TVs deep at a cost of nearly £1,000.
And an iPad.
Oh yeah, well his iPad, I don't think, he didn't smash his iPad, did he? His iPad was just wear and tear. He'd had that like 4 years. I'm sweating like nobody's. It's hot in his kitchen. Kitchens are warm, and this is a warm one. You can't sit there with the freezer open, it will start beeping. Oh, that is nice though. It's going to beep in a second though. But yeah, we planned for today to be a rest day anyway. We were going to be at home, we were going to have a nice chilled out day, Anna was going to stream. That didn't work because the internet is still being a jerk. It's brilliant in my office, but it's brilliant wired in my office, but everywhere else in the house, we don't get any kind of signal on Wi-Fi. And I think that's probably what's caused the issue with Andy today.
They told me his Xbox wasn't working.
Yeah, so he's tried to turn his Xbox on or do something on his Xbox, go online in some way. It's not worked, and he's responded by smashing the TV. I do think this is different to in the past, though. I think when he smashed the TV in the living room and when he smashed his previous TV in his room, I think both times it was a meltdown. It was out of his control.
This was before school.
Yeah, I think they were meltdowns. He lost control. He didn't know, he was upset. He didn't know what he was doing, and it just kind of happened. This one, I believe, and I'm trying to convince Anna, because I don't think she necessarily fully believes it, I think this one was deliberate, because we got up to his room and he wasn't upset. He wasn't, he's not slept like he does after a meltdown. He wasn't teary. And it wasn't just a smash, it was so methodical. All of the screen has been peeled off and put on his bedroom floor, but he's not cut his hands in any way, so he's done it carefully.
Well, he has. He's got little tiny bits, but
but he's not like bleeding.
No, you can't put plasters on.
Yeah,
them.
It looks like
paper cuts.
It looks like he's done it reasonably carefully, and he immediately was able to have a conversation. He understood what he'd done. We said to him that he wasn't going to get a new one straight away and he'd have to wait to his birthday.
So he
argued, but he understood. He was able to communicate. So I think what's happened this time, and I think this is probably our fault for how we've reacted the last 2 times, he's learned that if his TV gets smashed, he gets a new one. So he's tried to use it today. The internet's not worked, so it's not worked exactly the way he wanted it to work. So his solution to that problem is, well, it's not working, I probably need a new one. How do I get a new one? Smash the one I've got. So I think, looking at the debris afterwards, it looks like he's thrown his Xbox controller at the TV.
Yeah, but if the internet just worked.
But that's not what, she's in such a mood about the internet. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, but I can't do anything. You tell me to do things and I can't do them.
We're trying to tell him the story about the telly. Anna's not having a very nice time with it all, as you can imagine. But yeah, I think he's just thrown the Xbox controller at the TV, put a big crack in it, and then just peeled it all off. And then he came downstairs to tell you it smashed, didn't he? He walked downstairs and said, TV smashed. So there's no meltdown there. That is deliberate, it's cynical, it's manipulative. He's done it deliberately to get a new TV. So we've told him he's not having one. His birthday's at the end of July, and we've said if he's good, if he behaves himself between now and then, he can have a new TV then. But in the meantime, we've got to decide where it's going to be, because this is 2 that he's smashed in his bedroom now, so I don't know if he gets another one in his bedroom or if we're having back down in the living room like he was at the old house. We've got to decide that. We're also looking into protective cabinets, is that the word? Cabinet? For the TV. My dad's been sending me details to bulletproof perspex, which apparently he's an expert in. I don't want to know how my dad's an expert in bulletproof perspex, but apparently that's what he made my guinea pig cage out of when I was a kid. We've been linked to lots of places that like the National Autistic Society use and care homes use for unsmashable stuff. The problem is it's also expensive, isn't it? We looked at a TV cabinet from, I think they were called Tough Furniture, the website, and it looks fantastic. It's a TV cabinet, really sturdy wooden construction, with unbreakable clear frontage, room in there for his games consoles underneath as well. The doors are hinged and lockable, so the only way to get in there is if we unlock them and open them up and get in there ourselves. But that unit is £880. When we're already £1,000 deep on TVs this year with another one we've got to buy, it's expensive, especially when we don't know if it's even going to solve the problem, because I don't know about you, but as far as I'm concerned, the idea of Andy and Unbreakable, I struggle to believe it is a concept.
But if he throws a controller out, he's not going to smash it.
No, I suppose. But at the same time, I feel like if he wants something to be broken, it's getting broken.
That's why I put it downstairs.
Yeah, we could have it downstairs. But the problem with having it downstairs then is, where do we put it? Because there's no room in the living room. We'd have to completely rearrange the entire living room.
Well, take his chair away.
Our TV would have to go up on the wall out of the way.
No, it wouldn't.
Well, where would it go? It doesn't
take
fit.
Take his chair away, get him another chair and put it there. So get rid of the recliner, because it's in the way anyway.
So we're now in for a cabinet, a TV and a chair. So we're like £1.5 grand deep just on moving him downstairs now, plus the £1 we've already spent. Oh, it's so frustrating. I mean, it's just looking at it like that. I know I've talked about our imaginary Disney holiday a lot this week, but that's the cost of us having a family holiday at Disneyland just in smash TVs.
Stop it.
Oh, it's so...
Stop it.
It's so frustrating. And I don't know that there's a simple solution.
You've got new cameras this week. You've got cameras that already work. So... You
can tell what a bad mood Anna's in. I don't know how much of this she's going to let me keep in when she sees the footage back.
Kevin, we went out yesterday. How many cameras did you have with you? 4?
Yeah,
Why?
Because it's my job.
We
don't need to have no, this is silly. We're supposed to be making a video about Andy smashing a TV, not about our cameras. You're just in a grumpy. Do a smile. It's not... Why are you so grumpy about it?
Oh, because it just annoys me.
But why is that my fault?
Because you're going out and it's a holiday.
But it is.
We didn't go on one.
I know, and now we've spent the money, or we're about to. I know there's going to be the usual jerks who turn up in the comments as well, saying, well, what you should really do is just train him not to smash the telly.
Train him.
I've already had to block one person on Twitter who came in with that absolute dross.
You don't train a child.
Yeah. And to be honest, that's what we're trying. I mean, it's what we're going to try and do. It's never been an issue before. Until we moved house, he'd never smashed a TV. Had he ever smashed? I don't think he'd ever smashed a TV.
It fell down.
Yeah, but like he'd never deliberately smashed a TV to smash it, had he? I don't think.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe he'd smashed one TV in 16 years up until 6 months ago. The fact he's now done 3 in 6 months, certainly this one, I am convinced this one got smashed because he learnt from the last 2 that's how you get a new one.
Well, he instantly asked for a new one.
Yeah, exactly. That is on us. Looking back, I don't know what we could have done differently, because at the time he wasn't at school.
Well, I was at work. He was at home.
He was at home effectively at home on his own all day, because I was working, Anna was at work, Andy was at home all day. He was basically being looked after by his TV and his devices.
Don't say that.
Well, he was. That's exactly what was happening, because that was...
when he was with you, not when he was with me.
She's in a mood again. But that was the circumstances we were forced into by the circumstance we were in. There was 6 months where he had no school and we both had to work. I mean, the facts of the matter are we got no support from anywhere for those 6 months. So we didn't start getting a carer come around until right towards the end of that. We probably had about a month of that before he started school. So we had the better part of 6 months where we ultimately both had to work to make sure our bills were paid. So Andy was kind of left to his own devices, and there was no other option. I had this conversation with the social worker multiple times. I would ring him up once a week and say, we need this school space because we can't be teaching him at home. I'm not watching him all day at home because I've got to work, because I've got to pay the bills. He's like, yeah, I know, I get it. You've got to work. You know, everyone involved understands that that's the way it has to be. But because of that, we didn't really have a choice. When the TV gets smashed, we had to buy a new one at the time, didn't we? We had to buy a new one for the living room because we wanted to be able to watch telly. We had to buy a new one for his room because otherwise he wouldn't have let me work, because he'd have been at me all the time. Now it's a little bit different because we've got activities planned for the rest of the week and then he's back to school. So he doesn't rely on the TV as much as he did before. So we can be a little more strict with him and show him that he doesn't just get a new one straight away. But it's rubbish. It's a rubbish situation. And as you can see, it causes grumpiness and arguments. Are you telling me it doesn't cause arguments? Are you telling me this video hasn't been an argument? If the camera wasn't rolling, you wouldn't have shouted at me by now.
No, because you would have left me upstairs to do what I was doing.
If anyone has a go at Anna in the comments for being grumpy in this video, you're getting blocked as well, because she's allowed to be grumpy because it's a rubbish situation. So let her be grumpy. Goodness me. But yeah, that's why we don't have a fun, happy, excited video today, because we're surrounded by smashed up TVs. If anyone knows anywhere that does the cabinets a little bit cheaper than £880, or if anyone knows anyone who's like a master craftsman who we could commission one with, we're willing to pay. We'd just...
a bit more.
Yeah, if we can do it for 500 rather than 900, we'd like to do that. And also the one that we found on this website for $880, it's for a 32-inch TV, so it's too big for his TV anyway.
And the ones that are for smaller are just for wall mount.
Yeah.
There's not really a wall.
And they don't have room for the consoles and stuff. We don't need a really big one. What we need is a freestanding cabinet for, like, was it a 24-inch TV? Is that the size they are? Freestanding cabinet that will fit a 24-inch TV, an Xbox and a PlayStation, like on shelves underneath, be secure, lockable, clear, unbreakable front, but is still able to use the remote control to turn the TV on and off, still able to use his games controllers. He doesn't need to be able to access to change game discs, because he doesn't do that, does he? Everything's download. So yeah, it needs to be lockable. And we're willing to pay whatever one of those costs, because ultimately, even if we have to spend £900 on one, if that means he goes the next 2 years without smashing a telly, based on his current average, that's saved us money by spending that 900 quid. So let us know if you know of a solution to that problem, whether it's a website or a Genius, or you're able to build one yourself and you can
really
get in touch with us. It is really hot in here. We're going to end the video now because we've got to go and crack on anyway. Don't open that freezer again.
Yeah.
Goodness me, you're going to melt all my lovely vegetables. Nobody wants melted vegetables. We'll see you tomorrow, folks, with a much more positive video, hopefully. Unless he doesn't respond well to not having a telly. In which case it could be part 2 of this one. Come on, do a smile. Do a smile. There you go, look. She did a smile right at the end. She's got a nice new t-shirt on anyway.